All right, welcome back. It's something that is all too common for adults. We're talking about sleep apnea. 3 in 4 adults suffer from some kind of sleep disorder symptoms. Here to talk about the dangers and the treatment is Dr. Jose de Azabala.
I
Told you I was going to mess it up.
Okay.
My apologies, doctor.
No
He's a
worries.
pulmonologist from Tampa General Hospital, lung specialist of the Palm Beaches. Thank you so much for being with us. I feel like I know a lot of people who struggle with sleep apnea. What are some signs and symptoms?
Well, you hit it on the head. 30 million Americans are estimated to have sleep apnea, but over 80% remain undiagnosed. So it's usually a condition where we stop breathing at night temporarily. That's what apnea means. The problem is when that happens repeatedly, many times during the night, it can really mess up our sleep schedule. We can become fatigued. It can lead to a myriad of health problems. So it's usually first discovered by our bed partner, spouse, who notices that we either snore really loudly or witness pauses, gasps in our breathing.
Wow. And so we know that sleep is so important, but I've heard a lot of people say that that they have sleep apnea and they figured it out because they're like getting supposedly 8 to 10 hours of sleep and they wake up and they're exhausted.
Great point. Just because we sleep a certain number of hours doesn't mean it's
Good
restful
sleep.
sleep, correct. And this is National Sleep Awareness Month, so it's a good time to really focus on how important good sleep is.
And so oftentimes when I think of sleep apnea, I think of some other health problems that may be associated with it, perhaps obesity. Is that a correlation?
Absolutely. Obesity and elevated body mass index is correlated with more severe sleep apnea. So it's usually more prevalent in that setting. But yes, it can lead to other health problems, uncontrolled hypertension, cardiac rhythm problems like atrial fibrillation, increased risk of stroke, and cognitive impairment and dementia eventually, depression, mood changes, because if we're not sleeping right at night, we're going to be irritable. We're going to have all those symptoms of sleep deprivation, and it can affect your long-term health.
That's my husband. I barely sleep, so not joking. So tell me about, I know that a lot of times there are treatments that you can use at night or devices.
Sure.
Are there any long-term treatments that can make it so that you don't have to use a device to sleep?
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, you got to get it diagnosed. Just because, like you said earlier, just because we have symptoms doesn't mean that sleep apnea is really prevalent. So it's important to get that referral to a sleep specialist to do a sleep study. And once sleep apnea is confirmed, yes, the mainstay treatment of choice is a CPAP to start. That's the most common form. For a lot of patients, that suffices. But for a good portion of folks, it's not tolerated. We can get it. It's not the most comfortable apparatus for some people.
Sure.
So we go on to other treatments.
And so tell us about this minimally invasive treatment that people talk about.
Well, that's a really exciting one because it's relatively new and it involves an ENT doctor surgically implanting a neurostimulator.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It's called Inspire?
It's called the Inspire device. It's a neurostimulator that's inserted by an ENT doctor, and it has a sensor that checks to see when that breathing pattern gets irregular and will send stimulation signals to muscles in the back of the throat and in the back of the tongue and soft palate. And the whole purpose of that is to prevent that soft tissue in the back of the throat from collapsing. Because that's the problem with sleep apnea. The soft tissue collapses, snoring happens, apnea happens. But the stimulation to these muscles opens up that airway.
Huh. Interesting. So who would be eligible for something like that?
Again, it all comes down to the sleep study. If you have a sleep study that confirms moderate to severe sleep apnea, that's a qualification. However, you have to try CPAP first. You have to prove that you tried the traditional treatments, whether it's CPAP or a mandibular device, all these other treatments.
Interesting.
Yep. Another exciting thing real quick is Zepbound. Zepbound, the new GLP medications, has recently been FDA approved for treatment of sleep apnea.
And is that to lose weight, thus helping the...
That's the proposed mechanism. Yep, exactly. But they've done studies. The recent data shows that the apnea index, which is the number that we measure in the sleep study, goes down significantly after being on Zepbound for about 52 weeks. That was the treatment. Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, some improvements for people because sleep's very important. Doctor, my apologies for mispronouncing your name, but thank you so much. Really good information. You were great.
Thank you.
If you'd like to hear more or even watch this as segment again, you can go to our website, WPBF.com, but I've also put a link to the portion of the website that you talk about, sleep and sleep apnea on our website, WPBF.com, and on our mobile app. Thank you so much. Nikki? Oh, no.